The safety is off. There's a round in the chamber. This is Armed Alabama.
So let's go ahead and take Joe on the phone. Joe, how you doing?
I'm good. This old Joe Abdullah.
Sure. We see your name up here on the screen. How you doing?
I'm good. I have a question for the sheriff, but maybe you could comment on it.
All
I was
right.
going to ask the sheriff what he thought about the police chief remarks concerning the young lady that got murdered off Broad Street, and his remarks trying to equate that murder and the Michael Moore murder. In other words, he was saying that her life was more valuable than Michael Moore's life. And I didn't think that was appropriate for him to say that, and especially after his department is investigating the death of Michael Moore. I don't think he should be commenting on that at all. And, both parents and both families are suffering, and I just think that was inappropriate and rude of him to try to distinguish one death over another.
And I'm going to
think about what his wife had to say concerning black people are criminals, and they are just. I thought that was deplorable for his wife to say that as well. I know he apologized because he know they were wrong for what they had said. But what you think about that? Well, that's what I was going to ask the chief.
Without knowing the exact quote, I'm reluctant to say anything because I don't know. I thought I heard it, but I know I heard it, but I don't know what he exactly said, and so I don't want to comment on it without knowing what he exactly said.
You just said you heard what he said.
No, I said I heard him, but I didn't hear the exact words he said. So
you didn't hear him, but you heard him.
Well, there's a difference between hearing him and remembering what he said.
Okay.
I will see if I can find it, and then no, I'm going to find it, and after our break, if I have a comment, I'll go ahead and tell you. But we got a break. I'll see if I can find what he said. All right, we'll be back after the break. Okay, here's the quote. He actually wrote it on Facebook. It was written, I can't tell what date it is, but said, here is a new name that I want all of us to talk about and repeat. DeLuna Anderson. She was our victim today. She wasn't involved in any at-risk behavior that we know of. She is a single mom of a 5-year-old daughter that worked at Ingalls and was attending training classes to better herself, which is what she was going to this morning. She got up like all of us. When the alarm went off, she got ready, got dressed, kissed her 5-year-old goodbye, got in her Jeep, and began driving to her training class, only to be shot and killed at a stop sign. The victim could have been any one of us, or our wives, daughters, or mothers, or even one of us. It appears right now that whoever drove up to that stop sign at 4:15 a.m. this morning would have been the victim. Everyone remembers the name Michael Moore, but not even a peep about DeLuna Anderson. I intend to change that narrative and have the conversation, albeit uncomfortable, about the real victims in the African American community. It's time. I'm not bothered by that. I assume now that DeLuna Anderson was African American, and he's saying that we've got a lot of African Americans, and it's true. They're being murdered, and nobody knows their names, people that are doing right, doing what they're supposed to do, and yet we're hearing, Michael Moore, and everybody remembers the name of all these other folks that have been shot. Doesn't mean they deserve to get shot, but most of them were involved in some kind of criminal life. DeLuna Anderson was a good person and was doing exceptionally what she ought to do. And it's sad, and nobody remembers her. So, I know you don't necessarily agree with that, Joe, or I would hope you would, but politics came after the Chief Barber, which I don't see anything offensive at all about that.
All right, Judge. We have worked overnight to learn about the condition of a Metro police officer that was attacked in East Nashville yesterday.
This morning, Cherish Lombard has some shocking video and some new information about the officer's condition. Live at Metro's East Precinct for us, Cherish.
Officers tell us they are keeping a close watch on 7th Street because Officer Matthew Cammarn is the second officer assaulted there in less than 24 hours. Another officer was assaulted trying to break up a fight Monday night. He was stabbed in the hand. Here's a picture of Officer Cammarn. Now, I am told he was released from the hospital, but he took quite a blow to his head when he tried to break up a fight last night between this man, 22-year-old Brian Shannon, and a woman. There was a crowd around them, and you have to see this video someone recorded on their phone. It shows what happened very clearly. That's the officer on the ground wrestling with Shannon. Now watch this. Someone from the crowd walks up and kicks the officer in the head. Someone else kicks him from the side while another man pulls his arm, then pushes him over. Someone even grabs his leg. Then Shannon gets up and runs. The officer chases him, and you can hear people shouting in the background, "Run!" and he's gone. He didn't get far, though. When police did catch up with Shannon, they reportedly found drugs in his pocket, and now he's facing a string of charges, including felony aggravated assault on a police officer and evading arrest. There's also a 17-year-old who is facing both of those same charges. And Officer Cammarn was named 2015 Police Officer of the Year because he saved a 17-year-old gunshot victim. Guys, back to you.
All right, pretty disturbing video that we are seeing there out of East Nashville. Thank you, Cherish.